up your personal account, and then you can go on to create your organisation. So you'll need to log back into the website after that's set up, and then go to kind of create an organisation. So a tip here again is when you're navigating the website, I think this is quite similar to Do It, but there's a kind of icon in the top right hand corner which will be your profile, and that will take you to kind of key settings. So when you log in, you can go to that icon and then you can select create an organisation. And then you'll need to kind of fill out some information about your group or your charity. And you can see on the slide on the right hand side a kind of screen grab of this. So again, I'm just going to highlight some key things for you to kind of keep in mind as you do this. So first of all, you put in your organisation name. So I've put in CCVS, but then also the longer version. So I would, encourage you to avoid abbreviations, just because remember that someone might not be aware of who you are. So they might get a bit confused with abbreviations. You'll need to put in your community address. So with this, you have a kind of location box that you can type into, or you can do a search or drop down. We do want to get your address as accurate as possible, because that links to how volunteers find you, because they generally put on a parameter for how far they want to travel for volunteering. You're then asked to give your kind of website address. So if you have a website, brilliant, put your link in here. It might be a Facebook page or Facebook group, then fine, put that in there too. That's also great. I would say that this is the place to put your website. So for example, on other sections of your profile in the boxes, you can't hyperlink. So you do want to kind of make the most of this website link. You've then got the About section. So this is essentially where you kind of briefly describe what your organisation does. So it might be the target groups that you work with, what your vision and mission is. But I think my advice would be, you have a limited number of words here. You want it to be quite snappy, quite clear, a sentence or two max. It won't let you go over that. But this is, what somebody will see if they're just glancing at your profile. So just try and make sure you're talking about your organisation, not your volunteer roles, and try and explain the difference that you make, just so someone has a nice overview. So give that a little bit of thought. It might be that you can just copy and paste something that you already have, but if you need help with that, then do let us know. You'll then be asked to add photos. So there's two photos that you're asked to upload. One is the logo, and you can see that's got a little star next to it, which means you have to upload it, otherwise you can't create your profile. And then you have a cover photo, which is a kind of long rectangular one because it goes at the top of the screen. Photos are quite important. They help your profile stand out. If you don't have a logo, you could put up a different kind of image. And if you need any help with resizing, then again, let us know. There's some really good help articles that the website developers have. It's just something that can really help your kind of profile stand out. So let us know if you'd like any support with it. There are some websites like Unsplash where you can get free images that are kind of copyright free, and you don't need to worry about that you could use. So again, if you're struggling to have pictures that you've got permissions for and things like that, then let us know and we're happy to help. You'll also need to pick 3 cause categories, and that's essentially kind of what your organisation stands for. When you do this, you'll see it's a relatively limited list, but that's because it's meant to be very broad brush. So don't worry about it too much. Feedback from the developers is that actually the filters around causes isn't the top way that people find their volunteer opportunities. But again, if you're not sure, then have questions. It's also worth remembering that you can edit things and you can tweak things a little bit later on. So you've done these things, you can then click create. And essentially what happens is we get a notification that you've completed your profile. So myself and Kat Shepperson, who's the deputy at Hunts Forum, are kind of overseeing the website at the minute. So we'd have a look and we would check that, one, you're a real organisation, and just make sure that you were, for example, talking about who you were within your description box. And then we just approve that, so that then you get a notification and you're off and you can log on to the platform and then start adding your volunteering opportunities. So that's a bit of a step-by-step. It is helpful on the website because they have explanations of all the different elements. But again, if you get stuck or need support, please do just let us know.